back to my channel. Hope you're all doing supremely great. So let's get ready with me to attend my friend's engagement. So first, to color correct my hyperpigmented areas, I'm using this Swiss Beauty orange concealer and blending it up with a flat concealer brush. To have a long lasting base, we have to set this concealer using a powder which is like a shade darker than your normal translucent powder. I'm using the K Beauty powder in the shade Pecan and then setting it very lightly. Next, to actually conceal my face, I'm using this LA Girl Pro concealer in the shade Fawn and just applying over my color corrected areas to actually manage the oranginess which is happening there. Then I'm just spreading the concealer using the brush itself, and then I'm going to leave it for few minutes so that the concealer will dry up and also will give a full coverage look. In the meantime, I think I'll have to go and fill up with my eyebrows. For that, I'm using this Wet n Wild eyebrow kit and mixing those two shades and putting small strokes in the sparse areas and continuing with my filling techniques. And this would take some time. You have to also focus on the bottom area of your eyebrows to have a fuller look. Once it is done, you could always see the difference in your face. Your face would have lifted up. Next, to actually fill in the front areas, I'm removing the excess product from the brush and just going to run over the front part of my brows, which will give a fuller look, and I'm really happy with that day eyebrows. So next, I'm gonna quickly blend my concealer which I'm having on, but using the same brush I'm just going to dab on my concealer and just going to blend it all over the affected areas. You can see how flawless it has become. Now you'll have to set your entire face using a translucent powder. For that, I'm using the shade Olive from the same K Beauty powder. The range is super good and it has finely melted powder and it's super long lasting as well. So you can just go ahead and buy your shade. My shade is Pecan, Olive and Caramel, which I'm using in the lighter to darker tones. Now let's move on to foundation. I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me foundation in the shade 330 Toffee and just starting off with my cheeks, then going over my lips and then to the other cheeks, and whatever the rest is remaining and just applying on my forehead and nose. Make sure you don't apply your powder too much so that it will cake your skin off. So now I'm going to set my overall face using this Maybelline Fit Me compact powder in the shade 330 Toffee. This is such a very good compact powder. You can use it for daily use and also for festive use. Since your foundation is really wet, you will have to apply your powder and blend it really quick, otherwise it might look patchy. This step is done. Let's move on to eyeshadow. For that, I'm taking this Nika 4-in-1 eyeshadow palette and taking that light shade and putting all over my lids and blending it really well. Next, I'm taking that darker shade and putting all over my crease and blending it in a very C motion. As you can see, it's very light and you'll have to keep it adding on to your color payoff is achieved. Since my dress has lots of gold shimmers, I'm gonna take that gold glittery shade and apply all over my lids and blend it with my hand itself. The best way to apply your shimmer is by your hand. I love to use my hands only to apply all the shimmer because none of the brush gives this finish, and you can also sense how much color you want and apply. Now for my outer corner, I'm taking the Wet n Wild Rose in the Air palette and taking that brown shade and just going to put a V motion and blend it really well and quick so that your eyes will look elongated and the finished look will appear. You'll love this look for that. Next, I'm mixing these two shades and putting over my waterline. So this will give a finished, fuller, opened eye look, which I really love and like. So that's done. I'm really happy with how it has been turned. Next, I'm going to apply kajal with the Colorbar kajal. So eyeliner is also done. Mascara, I'm using the same Maybelline Hyper Curl mascara and filling in my lower and upper lashes. Next, to contour my face, I'm using the Nika K Contour Duo and starting with my cheek, going over my jaws and then taking it over the forehead to give some shadows, and then I'm contouring the nose with my hand itself so that I may know how much color the payoff is, and also I can blend it very quickly without disturbing the base. For blush, I'm taking the Swiss Beauty liquid blush and applying it and blending. Next, to set the liquid blush, I'm taking the Mellow Wine shade from Wet n Wild and topping it on the liquid blush. This will give a long lasting blushed look. I'm applying it my nose, my chin, my forehead, everywhere where I like. To highlight my top points of my face, I'm using the Wet n Wild highlighter itself, and also I'm applying on the collarbone because I think this would be visible and it will be great if it shows up like this. Moving on to lipstick. First, I'm lining my lips with the Swiss Beauty Dark Chocolate Lip Liner and just blending it really well. Next, to top off with the lipstick, first I'm using this Mars Blush Range lipstick in the shade Cookies and Cream. This is the first time I'm using this lipstick. It's like the first love for me. I really love how it has turned out. To top it off, I'm using the Lakme Melt Matte Mini Lipstick in the shade Brown Sauvignon. Has just overed up. I need to restock on this, but it's always out of stock on Nykaa. So yeah, this lipstick is done. Next, let's move on to hair. I thought of keeping it really simple, but I wanted to straighten the bends, which I have it in the front and the back. So before that, I'm using this Be Blunt Hot Shot Heat Protectant Spray and putting it all over my hair. And then once it dried up, I'm using this Philips straightener and just straightening over the bends alone very lightly because I don't have time on that day. I was very late. So once this is done, I thought of doing a crown section, which I've taken and just going to pin it up. I thought of doing braids at the front, but since no time is left, I'm just doing this S shape curved taken up to the back and pin it up. For accessorizing my hair, I'm using this clip which I bought from West Side and pin it up. So this is my simple yet elegant hair look, but there's a bend already. We'll fix it up using this Be Blunt spray. I think this is called a hot shot fixing spray. I'm also fixing the crown portion also. So finally, after cross checking everything is fine, let me go and wear my accessories and be back. I'm wearing this kutti chimki, my ring, my watch, and also my bracelet, which is heart shape. Next, for putta, I'm choosing this particular putta which has white stone in it. So this is my final look. I'm really happy how has it turned it out, and then I'm going to start going to the venue. I'll do some clips of it. So auto la poradnala I thought to cover up everything so that I fix na hair la fix agi irukanonu. The eye look is the pop out of the whole makeup. I really love how it has turned out and I'm really happy about that. So venue ku vandone enoda makeup இப்படி தான் இருந்துச்சு, சூப்பராக இருந்துச்சுன்னு சொன்னாங்க என் ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்லாம். I'm really happy to hear that. என்னோட செயினை நான் கொஞ்சம் flaunt பண்ணிக்கிறேன், my eye look also. So yeah, that's it. I'll show you the look after the function ends. It's been staying for more than 3 hours. Thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy doing it and creating memories. Stay tuned. Bye.